Welcome to the third week of Galaxy Network's weekly bulletin. I'm this week's host Manthis, and today we have an action-packed video full of the latest regional news, tournament news, and feature news. So make sure to watch until the end, like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. For those of you who don't know, Galaxy Network is a news server currently on Discord, where we bring you the latest news from the competitive scene as soon as it is released. Galaxy Network offers articles, interviews, votings, tournament news, game news, and regional news. So make sure to join the Galaxy Network server via the link in the description if you haven't already done so. Let's get right into this week's recap. Starting off with the regional news, we're going to be exploring the top 4 news stories of the Asian region. On Sunday, another Asian powerhouse known as Decrepit has made a comeback to the scene, with the roster including the following players: Aircon, Decked, Kaneki, Lustful, Rez, Torture, 2, and Zaire. This will bring more competition to the Asian scene. Another piece of good news for Asia is that the former top Asian team, Lucifers, has returned with the following players: A17, Ariel, Bless, Cleverly, Drax, Junin, Kai, Soft, and Zoro. Even though Lucifers is not known in the past, the current roster they have would definitely prove to be a challenge for the top teams of Asia due to the majority of their roster comprising of players from Tier 1 teams such as CSPG and Sector X. The second best team in the region, Immense Gaming, announced that they're going on a break at the end of the week due to the lack of tournaments in the Asian competitive scene. A former Tier 1 team of Asia that dominated the scene during 2017, known as Theocracy Gaming, has returned to the competitive scene, consisting of the following players: Miru, Jody, Loopy, and Gochi. This will definitely benefit the Asian scene due to a lack of the competition in the present day. As we conclude the Asian region, let's move towards Europe, where we have some major team updates. Let's get into it. Moving into the European scene, we start off with the news that Envy has joined one of the top tier teams, Reign. The team is also parted ways with Danon this week because of internal issues. Envy joined the team after passing trials, which probably means that he got good chemistry with the team and can work with them well. Next up, we saw that a new team formed, the Rusty Ones. The team consists of old Tier 1 players known for playing together as main players and set to destroy, one of the most achieved teams in Critical Ops. For now, their roster consists only from 3 players: Exo, Deadbear, and Overload. We hope to see more from their team in the future. Next up, we saw that Elite Armada, one of the top North American teams, picked up a roster for Europe. The old roster of D2R and Team KI7 will now play under Elite Armada's name. As the announcement of the pickup, the roster consists of Rexa and Kippe as the captains, as well as Cade, Baines, Volgrant, Brown, Cold Zero, and Night Fury. Finally, for the European scene, we conclude with the news that Exclusive disbanded and their players joined Smart Decisions team. This decision was caused by internal issues between players and the team leader. Currently, the roster of Smart Decisions looks as follows: Genesis as the captain, Curio, Loxy, Rezte, Sneaky, Six, and Thierry. Next, we head into North America. Let's see what the latest news is in this region. Moving to the North American side of things, we see that former Hammers and Seminole player High, who contributed a key role in Hammers' second place finish in the 2018 Critical Ops LAN tournament, joined a new upcoming team called Xenocide, who just recently qualified for the Legacy tournament with a narrow 13-12 win over Legend in the qualifier finals. This most likely means that Xenocide will aim to push for a deep run in the tournament while competing with other North American powerhouses such as Dynamic Gaming, D2R, and Sector 7. At the beginning of the week, we also saw that Claw, who was formerly a player for Merc, join Amplified, another top team in North America. He was invited to be part of the main A roster to fill the gaps made by several players' departure from the game earlier this week. We also hear the breaking news that Merciless GG, one of the household names in the Critical Ops scene, changed their name to Eloquent. The rebrand was caused by the constant hack acquisitions pointed against the team, which is slowly ruining the team's reputation and overall image. They aim to become a new team under a new name and start fresh. Finally, to conclude things for the North American scene this week, we see the newest roster for Dynamic Gaming. After their #1 finish in the Critical Ops League spring season, and some of their key players parting ways with them after the tournament, they quickly recruited a few more players to fill up their competitive roster. The current roster for Dynamic Gaming is the following: Legend Juice as the captain, as well as Averti, Felon, J-Dobs, Lincoln, Manthis, Vision, Vpop, and Walmart. Moving into the South American scene, we're starting to see more teams join the scene and more attention is being paid to it. This is great to see. Starting off, we hear that Synergy Gaming has picked up Critical Nerds. It's great to see teams based in other regions starting to expand into the South American scene. Hopefully this will offer the players a chance to grow further in their new team. Finally for this week, Choco and 2 have joined World Label Gaming. We hope that they can live up to the expectations and deliver the team great success. We look forward to following these players closely. In this week's tournament news, we have a lot to cover from different tournaments, including scores from some of the top teams competing in some of the best cash prize tournaments out there currently. Starting off with the grand finals of the Dynamic Global Series, Destined to Rise and CSPG Saints came into the end of the tournament after defeating Amplified and Valorous Gaming in the semifinals respectively. The first map was taken by CSPG with a score of 16-10. In the next maps, Destined to Rise gave no chance to their opponents, defeating them 3-16 in the second and 4-16 in the third. With this win, Destined to Rise earned $200 and 30 cases per player for winning the tournament. CSPG Saints earned $50 and 20 cases per player. The winner of the third place match, Amplified, got 10 places per player after winning by default. The Critical Points League has started with full swing, and we were able to see the North American and European teams trying to qualify for the tournament with a prize pool of $1,000. In the final of the North American qualifiers, Zenocide managed to beat Legend Esports 13-12 and qualified for the tournament. In the European qualifiers of Critical Points League, we saw Smart Decisions and X Quadrant advancing to the final of the qualifier and facing each other. After a comeback from a 3-10 score, Smart Decisions managed to get 10 rounds in a row and won the match 13-10 and qualified for the tournament. With the two teams qualifying, the list of teams of the tournament would be Destined to Rise, Dynamic Gaming, Rain, S2 Nameless, Sector 7, Smart Decisions, Valorous Gaming, and Zenocide. Going on to the Dreamers GG tournament, in the first match of round 2 in winners bracket, we saw Smart Decisions beating Team Exalt 2-0 in a best of 3 series. SD managed to win the first map with score 16-14 and the second map with a score of 16-1. Smart Decisions will be facing the winner of the other round 2 match. Valorous Gaming and Team Exalt will be facing MVP Stars in the round 2 of the loser bracket. In the other match of round 2, winners bracket, Valorous Gaming managed to beat CBK Esports 2-1 in a best of 3, with the scores of 10-16, 16-15, and 16-9. Valorous Gaming, as mentioned before, will be facing Smart Decisions in round 3, and CBK Esports will be facing the winner of the round 1 losers bracket match, Elite Armada. In the first round of the losers bracket, Elite Armada managed to take down Vecrant with a score of 2-0 in a best of 3. The first map ended up with a score of 16-10, and the second ended up with a score of 16-14. Elite Armada will be facing CBK Esports in round 2 of the loser brackets, while Vagrant was dropped out of the tournament after losing their second game. As you all are aware, Season 13 recently ended, calling for a new update. Update 1.16.0 brings a variety of new mechanics to the game, allowing for more immersive gameplay. Ranging from improved bullet tracers to indicators, developers also believe that the visual aspect of the game was quite dated, and by introducing these updates, they hope to give new life to the game. On Monday the 11th of May, the beta version 1.16.0 was released, along with the patch notes that this beta will put into play. As of Monday, the beta went live to both Android and iOS devices. This beta includes the following updates, yet no information has been leaked regarding the next Critical Pass or Spring Fair event. Bullet tracers have been reworked to enable users to receive visual indicators as to where the bullets may be coming from and which weapon is being used. Players will also receive further indicators to inform them they are running low on ammo. Another mechanic being added to Critical Ops is damage indicators. As the image demonstrates, a red symbol will appear on your screen as soon as the damage is taken. The direction in which it is facing determines the origin of the damage. Combined with the bullet tracers, all these additions are providing you with crucial information. For those competing at a competitive level, the accuracy of callouts should be improved by this new system, as we were told by the developers. Changes to custom games have also arrived, specifically changing the flow of TDM games. You will now have an option to respawn prior to the set respawn time. For example, if it's set to 5 seconds, then players will have the option to spawn earlier or after the 5 seconds have elapsed. The respawn button will become an aspect of your HUD, and its location can be altered. Developers implemented the system to allow more control of when you spawn, in turn somewhat preventing spawn camping. That brings us to the end of this week's Galaxy Network Weekly Bulletin. Make sure to tune in on Friday for a new interview. Be sure to like, subscribe, and send any feedback and suggestions that you may have in the comments section. We hope that you enjoyed this video, and have a great day.